Good afternoon everyone. Yes, I've been off the radar for a little while again, but that's just because I've been a little bit ill and also working on something very special that I hope you'll all be able to see very soon. Anyways, this time we're going to be taking a look at a pretty special item that is not particularly easy to obtain, but is more than worth it if you do. This week we'll be going over the Terraprisma from Terraria. The Terraprisma is a sword-like summoning weapon that is able to summon ethereal prismatic swords that will automatically attack enemies, dealing considerably high amounts of damage. It is possible to summon as many swords as you would be able to standard minions, and a weapon can only be obtained when defeating the Empress of Light during the daytime. This means that the Empress will be enraged and able to kill a foe in a single hit, making the item extremely difficult to obtain. Only dropped when she is enraged during the daytime, the Terraprisma can be thought to be the Empress of Light's personal sword of sorts, as the way the summoned blades behave is strongly reminiscent of the Empress's ethereal lance attack. The only real difference is that the Empress is able to spawn many more of the summoned blades and control them to a much higher degree. Whereas the Empress is able to direct them in an extremely precise manner, anyone else attempting to achieve the same thing just results in the blades merely flailing about. Despite the reduced amount of summons and lack of precision, they are still able to inflict large amounts of damage regardless. The question is then why the Empress only drops the weapon during the daytime, and it could have something to do with how powerful she becomes in the sunlight. It is interesting to note that while most boss-like foes either flee when the day breaks or remain simply as strong as they were previously, the Empress of Light actively becomes near immortal, able to kill anything with a single hit, indicating that it is indeed the sunlight that grants her the power she possesses. A logical assumption given her title. It could be that, similar to how the Empress is weakened to the extent that her blows can be survived during the night, the weapon could be weakened to the point where it is not actually able to manifest without the presence of the Empress during this time. However, during the day, in the sunlight that presumably grants the Empress such strength, the blade is able to maintain its form, even without the Empress's influence, and able to be obtained and wielded by another. Furthermore, an individual in possession of the weapon may experience small amounts of latent mana drain that is used to maintain the weapon's physical existence, although this is merely speculation. A weapon of ethereal quality, it is debatable whether the Terraprisma itself actually exists, or whether it's simply the manifestation of a powerful summon spell. Even though a sword can be swung to spawn blade minions that hover behind their user, the Terraprisma on its own is not known to be capable of inflicting any damage directly. While legends describe that the Empress came to exist when a wayward dryad of old absorbed the innate light of Terraria to fight back the corruption, there is no clear answer to how she came into possession of any of her weapons. It is possible that she merely created them from her own vast prismatic powers, or it could be that at least the Terraprisma was changed, similar to how the dryad was, into an item of pure luminescence. Given the prefix in its name, it's possible that the blade is related to the Terrorblade itself. Seeing as how the Terrorblade is the ultimate expression of Terrarian unity and power, it could have been a weapon that was uniquely wielded by the Dryads. Therefore, the Dryad who may have become the Empress could have possessed the Terrorblade in order to defend herself in the corruption, which then went on to be transformed by the power of light into the weapon we currently know as the Terraprisma. Once more, however, this is mere speculation and should not be taken as fact. Probably the most unique summoning weapon, the Terraprisma is not just extremely difficult to obtain, but is also very powerful, made even more so for individuals focused on honing their summoning abilities. Added to this is the fact that, if legends are to be believed, its history could be exceedingly interesting. Then again, even if legends are not to be believed, then the sheer mystery as to its creation make it utterly fascinating in its own right. Taking all this into account, primarily how overwhelmingly difficult it can be for most to obtain, the Terraprisma has to be given an artifact rating of extraordinary. So I went into this knowing that the weapon would be pretty high in the rankings, but even I was genuinely surprised at how high it was rated. I mean, when considering that the vast majority of people trying to obtain it will be horribly murdered, it kinda starts to make sense, but still. Anyway, please subscribe for more course content and become a patron or channel member to get early access to my profiles lectures. Like and share the video to help out the course, and as always, have a great week.